अभी मैं
हाँ,
अभी
हाँ।
पहले ही सॉरी बोल दे रही हूँ. प्लीज अगर कोई चीज मिस आउट हो जाती है,
कोई नहीं
kindly
रोटरी अपनी
excuse.
फैमिली है, अपनी
Kindly
फैमिली है,
excuse.
अपनी फैमिली है, कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है.
Meeting is now streaming live on YouTube.
Yes, it is live on YouTube now. I have done it live.
So
Yeah.
exactly what you were saying, Baljit, is the starting line there.
It will be starting like that. That's okay. No judgments about it. Now I know I'm in the Rotary family.
हाँ, बिल्कुल.
A very good evening to one and all. As you all know that today we all have gathered on this virtual platform to know more about the Rotary four-way test, about the things we think or say or do. It is a kind of a moral code followed by the Rotarians worldwide. But to know and become more aware of it, I, Baljit Kaur, on behalf of Rotary Club of Nagpur North and the vocational team, welcome our guests and all the members. I welcome our experts, past presidents, Dr. Sanjay Arora ji, past president Jagdish Khatri ji, past president Rajesh Kriplani ji, and past president Ajay Kapoor ji, and all the eminent people present here. A very warm welcome to one and all. To brief our audience a little about the flow of the program today, we are going to talk about the four-way test, as I told you. The first pointer is going to be shared by Dr. Sanjay Arora ji. Sanjay ji is a PhD in brand management, has Shell's advertising company, which is India's largest advertising agency. He is a recipient of Vocational Excellence Award of Rotary International. He is on the Board of Studies, RST Nagpur University. An active Rotarian since 1992, he became the president of then second largest club of the district, Rotary Club of Nagpur North, in 2002. He led the first and only international road track exchange team as team leader to Sydney, Australia, team leader of Rotary's Group Study Exchange USA 2006, team leader of Rotary Friendship Exchange USA in 2018, founder president of BNI, yoga expert as well. A very warm welcome to you, Sanjay sir.
Thank you so much. Thanks a lot.
Sanjay sir, I have a question for you.
Yeah, please.
In this time of fake news, alternative facts, spins, two-ways to manipulation, where is the truth? Is the truth important? And how do you find? जो first question है, is it the truth? वो कैसे पता चले सच है क्या है?
सबसे पहले तो very outset, you've called the wrong person to talk about truth because I'm into the business of advertising, and you know what advertising is all about, very simply. So I must say that's a very difficult, contradictory position for me to take. But yes, we live in a post-truth world. So what it means basically is that all of us think and look at truth from our own perspective. Meaning, what may be truthful or seems truthful to me may not be so to some other person or some other person. But when you have to really identify what really is the truth and whether it is the truth or not, I think nothing is more enlightening than our own scriptures. Scriptures meaning our Hindu scriptures in a way. So, but let me before that also I want a theist or a theist. That means I'm still a searcher. I don't know what's true or what's not true. I'm searching. So I am not an atheist who believes in rituals and the way the religion is followed. But then, given that, I think the answer is very clear there. Actually, they start with the word Sat. Sat is the root word for Satya, the Sanskrit word, which means basically what is. So if you look at it from that perspective, it is equated with God itself, meaning what is irrespective of time, irrespective of space, irrespective of conditions, regions, etc. What is, when it says it transcends time, what it means, neither it was any different in the past, nor is it going to be any different today. Is it any different today in the present? Nor will it ever change in the future. What will remain irrespective of everything happening all around us, as it is forever and ever eternity, that is Sat. So they have equated Sat with God, meaning, so it is not God is truth, but in a way, truth is God. That's how philosophical we've been on truth itself. The fact, it, even in the four-way test, why is it the first very principle, the first of the four-way, the 4 points is it the truth? It is not the third, it is not the second, it is not the fourth. Why? Because it is so foundational to everything that we are talking about. It is absolutely the anchor stone there. Without it, you can't rest the other 3 principles. It is so foundational to life, to all our relationships, to everything that we. In fact, what is the first thing that we teach our child in the house? We tell the child, "Jhoot nahi bolna." Don't lie. But remember, the child observes more than what we speak. In fact, the child learns more from our behavior than it learns from our actions, and that is why humanity has gone to where it is today. Meaning that we constantly behave differently. In the opening shot of that old movie Kagas Ki Naav, if I'm not mistaken, is very, very dramatic about this aspect of it, which is the child's, if my memory serves me right, the child says a lie to the father slaps the child or something, and then says, "Never lie. The one thing that you have to hold in life is never lie, always speak the truth." And immediately the phone rings, and the wife picks up the phone, and there is someone asking for the husband, and the husband says, "Tell the person I'm not home." And the child sees that, he's bewildered, got slapped for this, and this is what is happening in front of me. And that is how there is a huge difference in what we want the world to be around us, because our child is what we hold ideal. We want the child to live in an ideal world and come up as an ideal citizen and an ideal human being, and therefore we try and imbibe the child with all the good traits. But what are we doing? We are doing the exact opposite. And do we expect our children therefore to kind of turn out any different than us? Any different than us, I'm saying, because we are doing it day in and day out. All right. And that is why the degradation of the society and the post-truth reality that we live in, and this is exactly where everything falls apart. Because when the first principle is not being adhered to, that is truth itself. Okay, truth. When we say don't lie is not the full truth. If we look at it, it's like saying, if you don't have a disease, you are healthy. You may not have a disease and yet not be healthy. Healthy is a frame of mind where you're active, energetic, curious, wanting to know more, do more, all those positive things. But just by saying without any disease is okay, no negative, but not necessarily all the positives are there. So similarly, when we say don't lie, that doesn't for a moment mean that you're going to have positivity in your life. That means, okay, so coming back to, where we started this whole thing about is Sat. And when, they go on to equate truth with God, and how does it happen? So Sat, when you have Sat, when you know what is, when you try to realize what is, you will have the knowledge. Chit is that knowledge, because nothing that is untrue can be knowledge. So if something something is not true, it cannot be a part of the knowledge subset. All right. So whatever is will be knowledge. Whatever is right, correct, exists, etc., is knowledge. And when you have true knowledge, so true knowledge, that is where bliss is. Sat Chit Anand. That's a clear, logical, mathematical derivation of where, as human beings, we strive to go, of what we've taken the human birth for. And if what is said is to be true, we keep taking births because we are constantly struggling at the first step itself, because we don't know the Sat. And it's at our life's responsibility to find out what is the truth. Because true knowledge will then lead us to bliss, which is not momentary bliss, which we know today, which is beyond everything else. So this is how the derivation flows. I know we're getting a little philosophical, but very, very simply stated, truth is that which is, period. So therefore, it means not adding anything to it, not taking anything away from it. So if it is really the truth, it is bound to be good for everyone. It is bound to create a friendly, benign atmosphere within the clubs, within the society, within the community, and it will be good beneficial for everyone. So the very first foundational stone being right, there is no other way than the rest of the three to build on them. And without that being it, there is no way you can build the rest of the three on it. It's as simple as that. So that's what it comes from me. Any other questions you might have?
Oh, thank you so much, sir. Thank you for your valuable insights. And I really feel that yes, if you find the truth, you find, and then if the foundation is strong, everything falls in place. That is
And
what
one
I
moment,
understood. Thank you.
One moment.
Yes.
You come from the Sikh community, right?
Ji,
And
haan
there
ji,
also it
haan
is
ji.
Sat Shri Akal. The first word is Sat.
Hanji.
So
Sat.
that's how, in every moral ethic, every principle, every religion has to arise out of this one basic thing, whether it is the truth, the Sat of it. And Sat is also one of the
Yes,
gunas,
and it
the
is
three gunas
Akal.
that has been three guns that have been Sat,
And it
Raj,
is
and Tam.
Akal, iska koi kaal
Yeah.
nahi hai.
हाँ, इसका कोई काल नहीं है.
Yes.
Therefore, irrespective
Yes, thank
of
you.
place, time, etc.
Thank you so much, sir. That is so kind of you for sharing
you.
your
My pleasure,
valuable
ma'am.
insights. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much.
Proceeding further, our next guest is Jagdish Khatri ji. He's a practicing CA. He specializes in audit, direct and indirect taxation. He joined Rotary in 1991 and was the club president in 1998-99. President's Enclave Chair, and others. We welcome you, sir.
Thank you, Baljit. Good
Yes, sir.
evening, everyone. So I'm audible?
Yes, sir, you're audible. And I have a
Okay,
question
okay.
for you too.
Yeah.
मेरे पास एक question है आपके लिए. We generally listen to it that it is not fair, life is not fair, ये ठीक नहीं हो रहा है मेरे साथ. I mean, partiality हो रही है, this is not done. So this is generally what we face. The Rotary of Folk Test, the second question is it fair to all concerned? So I would like you to throw some light on it कि ये सबके लिए fair है, और अगर सबके लिए fair है तो fair क्या? I mean, how does that work? Please share your experience on this.
Okay. Thank you, Baljit. Sanjay has begun very nicely. And the second question is put to me is, of what we think, say, or do, is it fair to all concerned? Because four-way test is always to be read with this preamble only. This four-way test was designed in 1932 by Herbert Taylor. And when his business was almost on the verge of bankruptcy, he designed this test to see that his business comes out of wood. So I will be restricting myself to particularly this test in the case of business, profession, or organization like Rotary, rather than entire life, whether it is fair or not. So I'll restrict myself to that. Secondly, this test should be seen as a mirror, not a window. That means we should not criticize others just by looking at window, but we must see in mirror to ourselves whether we are following that test in Rotary or in other organization or in our life also. If you see the meaning of fair, to be fair, we have some other words like that. It is just, equitable, impartial, unbiased, straightforward, objective. So there can be some other names also. So this gives you idea of what fair means. Now I'll give you some differentiation between truth and fairness. Actually, it may be a bit technical, but I'll be able to communicate. When we have in our profession, we have to give so many certificates, reports. When we sign a certificate, we say it is true and correct. That means the facts are precise. They are actually exact figures. But when we sign an audit report, we say it is true and fair. Because in our accounts, there are so many approximations, so many estimates. Like that, the difference between truth and fair is that much. In fairness, there may not be exactly truth, but it should be near to truth. That is the difference between truth and fairness. It also means showing no evidence of favorism, self-interest, or own likes, dislikes in any decision making. So whenever we make any decision in our business or any organization, these principles are to be supposed to be followed by a Rotarian. Now, coming to profession or business, we have, in case of fairness, we have to be honest to our clients or customer. When we supply any community or any commodity, it has to be at fair price, fair quality, and whatever you are telling them, it should adhere to that standard. In case, say, like in my profession, we have come across so many times that we have to take a decision, or to be fair, like when there is some partition between partners or brothers, then our position, we have to see that we do justice to everything and we are fair. It has actually happened to some of client. In one of my client, what happened that there were 3 brothers, partners were there, and 2 brothers suddenly decided that they will eliminate one brother. And they started shifting business to a new firm. And this particular firm was vacant and there was no business in that. The third partner was in problem. Then the question, actually, I thought, how can I help them? Because this is unfair. Then I actually helped the other partner to establish his business. This is what we are supposed to do in our practice or in profession or in an organization. Then we are supposed to disclose all necessary facts to our customers. Recently, just 2-3 days back, a client came to me and he said that he has this problem and this appeal is actually filed or not, he doesn't know. When I checked that, earlier he has filed 2 appeals, but not this one. So this is not fair on his part not to disclose the facts to his customers. Then we have to discharge our obligation as professional to the best of our ability. So this is what I feel that in our profession or vocation as a Rotarian, or when we are Rotarian, we are supposed to follow high ethical standards. So this is what we are supposed to do. This particular test is wonderful for conflict resolution. That means whenever there is a dispute, any type of dispute is there, and if this test is applied, we can find proper solution to that. For arriving at conflict solution, first we have to see who are the interested persons and what are their point of view, what are their interests, and on that basis, if we come to conclusion, if we draw the conclusion, then this particular test is very useful. We have to be fair to our employees. We have to then in case of Rotary also, if there is any conflict, we can use this test and we can arrive at proper conclusion. So this is what I mean by to be fair to all persons. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for your valuable insights. Taking the program further, I now welcome our past President Rajesh Kriplani ji. He will brief us on the third pointer of the 4-way test. Before that, let me tell you, Rajesh sir joined Rotary in 2005. He was the president in 2016 and 17, youngest president till date, simple, sober, happy and peaceful person. He strongly believes in the Rotary 4-way test and implements the same in his life. So we welcome you, sir. And मेरे लिए आपके लिए भी एक question है. Sir, we may be making remarkable progress technologically, but still we get bogged down at times in the area of human relationships. Technology में तो बहुत advancement है, but human relationships में कहीं ना कहीं हम मार खा जाते हैं या थोड़ा पीछे महसूस करते हैं. तो when we say that we build goodwill and better friendships, how does it work? How does this third pointer of 4-way test work professionally, personally, in all aspects of life? Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Baljit, for your kind words. And रोटरी की दुनिया के दोस्तों, आप सभी को राजेश कृपलानी का तहे दिल से नमस्कार. जैसे कि पहली पॉइंट थी सच, संजय जी ने काफी अच्छे से बताया. दूसरी पॉइंट थी इट इज फेयर टू ऑल कंसर्न. आवाज आ रही है बराबर?
सर थोड़ा सा एको
हो रहा है सर. बहुत
शायद दो
हाँ
हेलो।
मतलब
इंस्ट्रूमेंट चालू है तेरे लैपटॉप भी और मोबाइल
हाँ,
भी इसलिए
two
ओके होता है।
नहीं,
devices
एक जरा
are
एक बंद कर दे।
there.
अब आप बोल सकते हो वो विनय का था, विनय का था, वो ठीक है।
अभी
राजेश,
हाँ
यू कैन
अभी ठीक
स्पीक।
है,
हाँ,
अभी
now
ठीक है।
okay
अभी
sir.
क्लियर है।
Okay sir. Yes.
तो पहली चीज है सत्य, जो संजय जी ने काफी अच्छे से बताया, और दूसरी चीज थी इट इज फेयर टू ऑल कंसर्न, जो जगदीश जी ने बताया। तो जब दोनों चीजें लाइफ में बरोबर चलती हैं, यानी अगर आप किसी से भी रिलेशन रखने के लिए अगर आप सच्चे हैं, तो आपकी पर्सनैलिटी कैसी है, आप कौन से बैकग्राउंड से हैं, आपके पास पैसा है नहीं है, आपकी एजुकेशन कैसी है, ये सब चीजों से फर्क नहीं पड़ता है। अगर आप दिल से सच्चे हैं, जैसे संजय जी ने कहा कि आप सच्चा होना जरूरी है। और दूसरा, आप अपने लाइफ में या प्रोफेशन में अगर आप फेयर हैं, तो ऑटोमेटिक आपकी गुडविल बनती है और ऑटोमेटिक आपके रिलेशंस डेवलप होते हैं, फ्रेंडशिप होती है। तो ये सब दोनों चीजें जो 4 वे टेस्ट है, अगर आप लाइफ में इंप्लीमेंट करते हैं, तो फर्स्ट सच बोलना, और सच क्या होता है, एब्सेंस ऑफ लाइज इज नॉट ट्रुथ, जो संजय जी ने बताया वो आप फॉलो करिए। और दूसरा फेयर रहना, जो जगदीश जी ने बताया। तो ये दोनों चीजें अगर हम फॉलो करते हैं, तो ऑटोमेटिक हमारा जो थर्ड पॉइंट है, बिल्डअप रिलेशनशिप और फ्रेंडशिप। अब मैं एग्जांपल दूंगा। हमारे पास में दादाजी ने एक रेफरेंस दिया था, एक क्लाइंट के यहाँ, अच्छा नया क्लाइंट थे, तो बोले कि ये पॉलिसी है और इसमें हमको करानी है। तो मैंने बोला बिल्कुल हो जाएगी। तो बोले इसमें कितना मैच्योरिटी है, हमने सुना है 22 लाख मिलेगा। मैंने बोला नहीं सर, 18,12,500 मिलेंगे। तो बोले नहीं, वो हमारे बॉम्बे वाले एजेंट ने तो बोला कि 22 लाख मिलेंगे। मैंने बोला सच, जैसे संजय जी ने बोला सच तो यही है, 18,12,500 मिलेंगे सर, बाकी आपकी इच्छा। तो बोले आपने तो कंफ्यूज कर दिया, हमको सोचना पड़ेगा। मैंने बोला सर देखिए। तो 2 दिन के बाद वापस बुलाया, तो बोले हमने इंक्वायरी कर लिया, लेकिन आपने जो कहा सही कहा, हमको 22 लाख से ज्यादा 18 लाख बोल रहे हैं, लेकिन सच यही है कि 18,12,500 ही मिलेंगे, तो आप ये चीज कर लीजिए। और इन द लॉन्ग टर्म अगर मैं शॉर्ट में बताऊं, हम सिंगापुर जा रहे थे, तो उस क्लाइंट को मैंने फोन किया कि हम 5 फैमिली सिंगापुर जा रहे हैं, आप हमारा अरेंजमेंट कर दीजिए बॉम्बे में स्टेशन से लेके इस्कॉन जाके एयरपोर्ट छोड़ने के लिए। तो उन्होंने अरेंजमेंट कर लिया, और जब हम एयरपोर्ट पे पहुंचे तो मैंने बोला भाई वो कितने पैसे हुए आप ले लीजिए, क्योंकि जो चार्जेस हुए हमने उनको बोला था। तो बोले नहीं सर, हम चार्ज नहीं लेंगे। तो मैंने बोला अरे ऐसे कैसे? तो बोले नहीं, आप हमारे मेहमान हैं। तो जो कस्टमर से रिलेशन डेवलप हुए थे, तो मुझे सब पुरानी बात याद आ गई, पूरे डॉट्स कनेक्ट हो गए कि कैसे हमने अच्छा उनको सर्विस दिया, सच बोल के जो भी कहा। जो रिलेशन डेवलप होते हैं वो लॉन्ग टर्म में बहुत काम आते हैं। तो ऐसे लाइफ में बहुत सारे अनुभव हैं, जिससे आप अगर सच की राह पे ज्यादा दिन चलते हैं, तो लॉन्ग टर्म में आपको बहुत सारे बेनिफिट्स मिलते हैं, और आपके फ्रेंडशिप और रिलेशन और गुडविल बहुत अच्छी बन जाती है। थैंक यू।
थैंक यू सो मच राजेश जी। और गुडविल और फ्रेंडशिप में तो है ही, बिकॉज आपकी पोस्ट, फोटोग्राफ्स, विशेस, ये भी गुडविल और ये बढ़ाता ही है फ्रेंडशिप। सो थैंक यू सो मच एंड थैंक यू फॉर द इनसाइट
एक
एंड
और लाइन
शेयरिंग योर
बोलना
थॉट्स।
चाहूंगा। इंसान
प्लीज
को सबसे
बोलिए
ज्यादा जैसे खुद से प्यार रहता है, ठीक है,
जी।
तो वो हर फोटो में खुद को ढूंढता है।
बिल्कुल।
तो जब हम फोटोज लेते हैं और उसमें वो देखता है कि मेरा चेहरा है क्या, अपने दोस्तों के साथ अपना चेहरा दिखता है, तो फ्रेंडशिप डेवलप होती है, जो का पार्ट। तो उससे भी ज्यादा खुशी होती है, उससे भी रिलेशनशिप और फ्रेंडशिप डेवलप होती है। थैंक यू।
फोटो खींचते हैं।
Thank you. And now moving forward, moving ahead with the event, I welcome our past president, Ajay Kapoor ji. He is an engineer from BNIT, 93 batch. He did his MBA from Australia in 1998. He's an entrepreneur at heart. He established Ascent Business Solutions in 2000 in Nagpur. He joined Rotary in 2002 as a member of Rotary Club of Nagpur North and has served the club in all capacities. He was president of Rotary Club of Nagpur North in 2018 and won the Platinum Citation for the club. Served as Assistant Governor in 2021 for District 3030 and is multiple Paul Farris Fellow. अब सर वो एक कुछ कोट और रोग का भी था, लॉर्ड का, वो I forgot. But then yes, he has that too. That also to his crown. And we request you, sir, to address the fourth part of the point of the four-way test, that is it beneficial for all. So मेरा question आपसे है कि the four-way test says कि you carry beyond self concern of all people. So how is it relevant and implementable here? आज किस में इसका relevance है?
Thank you, Baljit. So again, Rotary speaks of, what is the four-way test? It speaks of all the things that we think, we say, or we do. कहने का तात्पर्य क्या है कि आप क्या सोचते हैं, क्या बोलते हैं और क्या करते हैं, उसमें sync होना चाहिए. I think a lot of young members, new members are there. It's not just about, what you do. It's also a little bit before that in terms of what you think and what you say, because what you think will eventually become your voice, and what actually is your voice will become your action. So, we should all be very, very guarded in terms of, what we are thinking, what we are doing, and what we are saying. Coming back to the point on saying, how is it beneficial to all? बहुत simple है. It's a win-win situation kind of an environment. Unless and until you move beyond self-interest, unless and until, you move beyond selfish requirements, you will always be stuck. Because मेरे लिए इसका फायदा है कि नहीं, मैं ये करूं या ना करूं. If you stop looking at it from that perspective and actually genuinely think that, इससे सबको benefit होगा, so it works out. I'll tell you my personal example. So I started my business as a very young person, 25. I wasn't very aware of, situations. Also, pressures होते थे young age के ऊपर बहुत सारे, profitability कैसे आएगी, company में problems हैं. So I am registered under what most of the people here would be, which is Bombay Shop and Establishment Act. So एक policy है जिसके अंदर employees, when they work for you, they get earned leaves or paid leaves. तो हमारे उसमें प्रोसेस क्या होता था कि कोई छुट्टी मारे तो उसकी पूरी ग्रॉस जो सैलरी होती है, ग्रॉस सैलरी का मतलब उसकी जो सैलरी है फॉर द एंटायर डे, पूरा ग्रॉस अमाउंट कट जाता है. लेकिन जब एक आदमी सिंसियरली पूरा साल काम करता है और समझिए आप, he accumulates 10 leaves, तो the Bombay Shop and Establishment Act allows the companies to reimburse the leaves only on the primary amount, which means that, basic जो salary होती है, and basic salary is quite limited. तो उसका प्रॉब्लम क्या होता था, प्रॉब्लम मतलब कंपनी की तरफ से इट वाज अ ह्यूज प्रॉफिट. सो आई वाज एडवाइज्ड बाय माय एडवाइजर्स एट दैट पॉइंट ऑफ टाइम कि नहीं, यू आर एब्सोल्युटली ऑन द राइट साइड ऑफ द लॉ, इसको आप बिल्कुल भी चेंज मत करिए, इससे आपको बहुत फायदा होगा. लोग छुट्टियां जमा नहीं करेंगे, नहीं तो क्या, छुट्टी जमा करके जब एनकैशमेंट करेंगे तो आपको 3 times ज्यादा पे करना पड़ेगा. आई एक्चुअली डिड दैट फॉर सेवरल इयर्स, almost 7-8 साल तक किया. And at some point, I think I was in the club, and I'm being very, very, honest about it. We were talking about this, 4-way test, and उस दिन, कुछ situation ऐसी बनी कि बहुत सारी उस चीज के ऊपर बातचीत हो रही थी. And it actually inspired me to go back and say, I have to relook, because, if I really genuinely say, कहीं ना कहीं मुझे खुद ही hypocrisy खत्म करनी पड़ेगी. And I started looking at several things from all these questions, saying, what is the truth? Is it, fair to all? और जहां वो मापदंड से नीचे होने लगा, we started looking at it. Yes, it created temporary थोड़ा सा हमारा outflow ज्यादा हुआ. But the beauty is that, while the entire industry used to thrive on this policy, we got recognized as, a very wonderful company, ethical company. And in the long run, I think that is what we have benefited. So, is it beneficial for all? Is a situation where you go beyond normal. Ask yourselves honestly that जो भी मैं सोच रहा हूं, कर रहा हूं या बोल रहा हूं, क्या उसका फायदा सिर्फ मुझे मिलेगा या सबको मिलेगा? Simple. So I hope I explained the point to you, Balji.
Yes, sir. It was beautifully explained, clear explanation. Thank you so much. And it was a pleasure to listen to you. We have come to the end. I thank you all for helping us out and recognize the importance of the 4-way test, its application. और एक अंदर टटोलने वाली बात है, ये क्वेश्चंस खुद के लिए हैं कि आप खुद को और फिर देखो where do you stand. The next thing I say, I really appreciate all our guests for taking out time at such a short notice, even all our members for their presence. I thank the President, Jyotika Kapoor ji. I thank our admin, Vinay Dara ji, Secretary admin, Vinay Dara ji, Secretary Project, Dr. Ali ji, Director Vocation, Vikas Panglani ji. I thank all the eminent people present here, each and everyone. Thank you so much for your valuable time. And I thank myself too. Thank you.
Baljit, just a second. I would request everyone to be here for a while. That was a wonderful contribution for all the PPs who gave a wonderful explanation of all the questions in the 4-way test. That was quite easy. And I think, all the new members, they must have, got the idea about the 4-way test. We amongst, us, we have PDG Madhu Rugwani sir with us today. Welcome, Madhu sir, for the session. And we would request you if you can, brief or according to you in a very, small segment, maybe in 2 minutes time or 2.5 minutes time, if you can summarize what, according to you, is the 4-way test.
Madam
Because we want
President,
to have your opinion as well.
I tell you, all 4 I covered it very well, and believe me, I enjoyed it thoroughly, and it has been enlightening for me as well. Let me be very honest with you, and I'm very happy to be part of this program today. Thank you so much, and my compliments to all my colleagues, 4 past presidents. They have really covered every point wonderfully well. मैं भी बहुत दिनों बाद मुझे बहुत अच्छा लगा फिर से सुन के. Thank you.
Thank you
Madhu
so
sir
much,
for
sir.
being here.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Over to you, Baljit.
Thank you, Madhu sir, for being here. मैं first time मिल रही हूँ तो sorry, but thank you so
And,
much for being here and gracing the event with your presence.
Baljit, I have already written in the chat box also. You have done a wonderful job. And there is the 4 घाघ लोग बैठे थे उनको आपने इतना अच्छा हैंडल किया, so I must compliment you on that.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, sir. I have learned from the Rotary family. And last minute काम सारे Ali sir कराते हैं, so it goes well. Thank you.
Good to see Sanjay back in action. Sanjay, I'm so happy to see you.
Sanjay sir, getting him was one thing. Sanjay sir को आज मैंने walk पे नहीं जाने दिया. मैं क्या walk पे नहीं जाएंगे, please.
नहीं बारिश इतनी है कि जा ही नहीं सकता था, तो चॉइस ही नहीं थी. पर मैंने आपको वादा कर दिया था कि मैं वॉक पे से बात करूंगा, पर करूंगा. मुझे जब भी कुछ बोला जाता है मैं कभी रिफ्यूज नहीं करता.
Thank you. That is so kind of you. So kind of you. And the universe conspired. बारिश हुई, आपको जाने नहीं दिया.
Thank you very much. Thanks a lot. So kind of you all.
Thank you.
Hello, bye.
Bye bye. Bye bye.
Thank you.
Bye bye.
Hi, sir.
Vocation team, please stay.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Baljit, do you think you should have asked a guest if they had any experiences like that to share?
Yes, Ali sir told me and I completely forgot.
I put in a message also to you in your personal chat. मैंने डाला भी है कि
I am so sorry. I got so engrossed in
Just a second. 1 minute, please. इससे पहले कि आप लोग अपनी deep discussions के अंदर जाएं, let me stop the live video. Okay. Where to go and do this now? That's good. Okay, it is stopped now. I think Ali has done that.
No, but it is still showing YouTube live on this thing.
It'll be over because the message came recording stopped. So
I did the recording.
You did the recording stop, right?
But still we are live.
YouTube
Recording
live,
has
we
been
are
stopped.
live.
Yes, YouTube live. We are still YouTube live.
We are still live.
Can you just check with us again?